Hey cuties, Peachy here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we have a ton of Mattel doll news to talk about, from the unveiling of the first ever Barbie Autistic doll, new Wicked movie dolls for 2026, first looks at the new Barbie looks you create kits for this year, new Polly Pocket Bridgerton, Monster High Scarah Collector Restock, new Monster High G3 minis, and much more. So stay tuned, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, consider becoming a channel member today. Link to join is down below if you're able to, of course, no pressure, and so you do not miss out when I post more content. But let's get into it. Okay, firstly, let's talk about the first look at new Polly Pocket collaboration Bridgerton Collector Compact, priced around $53 US, probably releasing around January, February. I'm not sure when specifically. At Seeing Mount, who shared this picture, did not state, but it's probably gonna be like around springtime, very surely, since we have the stock photo already. Now, availability, I think it might be a Mattel Creations exclusive, but most of the previous collector compacts have been available on Amazon, so this might be the same case. I'm not sure, but it's very interesting seeing the selection of characters we have here. I forget the names. It has been a while since I've seen the series, but there's five in total. Queen Charlotte was one of them, sporting a brand new ball gown skirt mold. The wig is just so huge, it's amazing. And then we have two males and two females. I know that one of them, the redhead, she's Penelope, right? So she's really cute, but I forget the names of the others, and I'm quite frankly, I mean, I'm just not sure. That the two guys look very similar, so, but I'm pretty sure those are the two Bridgerton siblings, you know, like from the household. But the girl, she might be the new love interest from the new upcoming season that's coming out this year, season 4, I believe. So that might be her. I forget her name, but yeah, the season's not out. It's not out yet this season. So, but as far as the compact goes, it's very cool. We have like the castle interior. Obviously, it looks very royal. We have a little bit of the outside as well. We have a little carriage. We have a corgi. Like, what? That's adorable. I think I'm loving this. It just looks so amazing and detailed, and I need it. I need this. And it's also, weirdly, it's giving me nostalgic Polly Pocket vibes, because a lot of older Polly Pocket compacts used to have this kind of fairy tale vibe. So this to me is just perfect in line like that. Next up, we do have a little bit of a Disney Princess tea here, shared by user at Pawnbon. So apparently there's going to be a brand new like sparkling Disney Princess line here that has articulation, that has full removable clothing, fabric clothing, and really nice details. So yeah, the characters included here are Ariel, Cinderella, Rapunzel, and Jasmine. So kind of a predictable lineup, but if this is true, we're getting both articulation at the wrist and full-on fabric clothing and details. Like, count me in. This should be good, but let's see how they actually end up looking like. Next, we have the first look at new Wicked movie dolls. These are the Wicked Evergreen dolls. These will be remaining on shelves even after the films and the marketing run. So these are essentially going to be the dolls that you see on shelves when the movies are long past, relevancy. So this makes sense why the dolls would also look kind of like budget playline quality, because they're supposed to be very much like affordable but still detailed enough, still a little bit of articulation but not enough articulation, and definitely not deluxe in the slightest. These are basically budget playline versions of the original movie, the first movie deluxe dolls, if you can believe it. Yes, the original deluxe dolls have more details than these dolls. I believe, yes, so the articulation is missing at the wrist, but thankfully they do have elbow joints. Interestingly, I do think they might have new hand sculpts. They do look different, a little bit updated. They might have knee joints, I think, but yeah, very basically, very simple, straightforward joints for the articulation, unfortunately. But the main highlight here of these dolls is obviously they're sporting brand new face sculpts, which I do think is going to be the main reason why many people get these, is to do a head swap with these new head sculpts, and put them on made to move bodies, and then give them like really deluxe looking fashions, and then yeah, they're gonna look amazing. I do think the head sculpts here look a little bit better than the closed-mouthed expressions. They just give off a bit more expression. I think Ariana, Elphaba, Cynthia Erivo, like both of them, the expressions I do think capture the actress's likeness a bit more. But to be fair, like in my opinion, I also liked the closed mouth face molds. I think those also look like the actresses, but I think here, like because you can see, for instance, the tooth gap with Elfie, the actress Cynthia, she has that in real life. So I feel like that also captures a little quirk of her that she has IRL. For Ariana's new face sculpt, like I feel like that also captures her smiling from real life. So just to me, I do think these new face sculpts with the full, like open mouth, it's definitely just more expressive, and I think they look so cute, and just, yeah, very, very lovely face sculpts, I have to say. But of course, these are stock photos, so I do wonder how good they will look in real life. Hopefully no pixelation in sight, fingers crossed, no pixels. And hopefully the packaging is still cute, because even though these are, again, very simple, very budget playline versions of the original dolls, the first movie deluxe dolls, I hope that they still have decent packaging quality. I think they will, because even the playline dolls had good packaging designs. But yes, no information on pricing or when these will be officially out, but I would probably guess sometime this year they will be, like by the end of summer, they will be fully in shelves. And pricing, I wouldn't say more than 20. I would be surprised if these cost 25 or something, because again, they don't have any accessories, they don't have a lot of articulation, and the fashions are definitely low quality, very low effort. But even so, I think I might get them. If they're not too expensive, I might definitely get them, because they are new face sculpts, and I think I love Wicked. I love Wicked, so honestly, I don't mind. I can't wait to get them. But what do you think? Next, we have for Barbie a first look at the new Barbie You Create Barbie Basics kit here. This is one of 3 new kits priced around $50 apparently, and apparently also releasing at the end of January. I'm not sure about the availability. They might be available first on Mattel Creations, and then they might be available on Amazon. The first You Create kits from Mattel Creations were exclusive to the website, so I'm really not sure how these will pan out, but this is again one of 3 new kits. Now this one kit we can see includes 1 full body and 3 head sculpts that you can interchange. It includes a lot of fashion pieces, a lot of jewelry, and again, $50. Apparently you can mix and match 150 plus looks, so very interesting. Yes, so the wigs are no longer here. They just have normal rooted hair, which I think is a good thing. The wigs definitely can be fun, but I think for most people, they prefer if it's just, rooted hair that just looks the most best. But yeah, this looks good. I don't create, I don't collect any of the You Create kits. I didn't get any of the new Barbie Basics, because to me, that's just not what I look for in dolls. I don't look for the kind of like, like a lot. I like mix and matching, but for me, when I buy dolls, I usually keep them in what they're wearing. So for me, I don't really look for this kind of like play element in my dolls, but definitely I think a lot of people are gonna love these new options, this new variety, new face sculpts being, well, they're not new, but these are like new face screenings, and so the hair texture and also like the beige color palette that they're using for this new collection in this year for Barbie Basics will be beige and like tan, and so that's interesting. And also they're introducing a new like Barbie bee like logo pattern on the clothing, so that's interesting. It's kind of giving me like naturalistas, right? That kind of like branding. It's very similar, just very simple Barbie bee, but yeah, I don't know. They look good, but for me, I'm not going to be buying, because again, it's not what I look for in dolls. But what do you think of this first look of the new kits, and there will be more, of course, as well. Then here we also had a first look at one of the new Barbie basics. This is model number 10. He is a Ken on the slim body type, and again, I'm not sure when these new basics will be releasing, perhaps also at the end of January. In that case, we'll get stock photos very soon, probably, of the entire collection. But yeah, it's always great to get new Ken dolls, and this one especially also because he has rooted hair, so that's very fun. And also you can see here that he has the ongoing Barbie B logo as well on the clothing. Okay, and now let's talk about the first ever Barbie with autism. Yes, so Barbie officially recently revealed their first Barbie fashionista doll with autism, and they even partnered with the ASAN to develop this doll to include features like a shifted gaze, the AAC tablet, headphones, fidget spinner, comfy clothing, you know, a kind of like shifted gaze to the side, because some people with autism have trouble with eye contact. So you can see here that there's a couple of features with this doll to kind of like help portray some, you know, what some people with autism might encounter, you know, difficulties like with again, like the fidget spinner, the tablet, to kind of like process that and to kind of like, you know, like just help. So I think that's great. Obviously, it's always important when Barbie wants to, you know, put out a fashionista specifically representing someone, you know, a group of people, or like certain specifically, it's always important for them to partner with those people, you know, so they have accurate information on what they should do with this doll, what they shouldn't include, what is important when representing someone with autism here. And I think that's great, but a lot of people had a mixed reception with this doll. I think because perhaps autism is not something you see outwardly. It's not something that has one specific look, you know. If you have autism, you have autism. If you don't, you don't. You know, it's like, it's not something you can see someone and you can tell they have autism. You know, it's like, I think most people you meet probably have autism and you wouldn't know. Like, it doesn't matter. No, we're just who we are. So it doesn't have to have a look. So perhaps people think this is like harmful stereotyping for autistic people, because it's like, oh, she has headphones. Oh, that's stereotyping. Oh, because like autistic people wear headphones. And I mean, yes, some people with autism do wear headphones. That does help them, you know. And it's like, do all autistic people have that? No. But it's like saying, do all people have same experiences in life? No. Obviously not. So it's kind of hard to, for one doll to kind of like encapsulate an entire community. So I think that's very hard, very tough to do. But I think for what it is, this is also just one doll. We have to remember, this is one doll, one Barbie doll in the Barbie world that happens to have autism. She's not supposed to represent a whole community, because again, it's just one doll. Just like one Barbie's not supposed to represent a whole, you know, like in anything else. Like, it's not the way it works. You know, we have one Barbie for many things. So I don't know. This is a very, very nuanced conversation. But I think I like her. I think she's cute. And if I was autistic, I would probably like her. I think I've seen a lot of people with autism, close friends of mine who like her. So I do think it's definitely a mixed reception. But I think for me, like, what matters most here is that the visibility for kids, you know, kids with autism are going to be able to see themselves in this doll. And I think that's going to mean so much, because especially when you are a kid and you don't see yourself represented in different forms of media, products, content, you know, you do feel left out. You do feel like, what's wrong with me, right? That I'm not represented here. You question yourself, your worth, and like, again, why you're not seeing yourself in these in this content, products, dolls, toys, media. It does matter. It matters a lot, very much. Even for adults, it matters, of course. But of course, for kids, it matters even more, because that you're growing up, you're feeling insecure, you're finding your way in your life, you know. So it's like, it matters. But yes, I think that's going to be great for kids, especially to discover this doll and to be like, you know, perhaps even with this doll, they might be like, am I autistic? You know, like I just feel like it's gonna help so many kids. It's gonna help so many adults even. It's just gonna be such a thing to just bring more visibility to autism, I think, in a good way. To me, I don't think this is harmful stereotyping. I don't. But I do see people with autism seeing this doll, and they think it's a bit, you know, like tokenism or harmful. So I am interested to see like what you think if you have autism. How does this doll? What does this doll mean to you? Like, what do you think? Was she well done, or do you think it is a bit harmful stereotyping? Because if you, how would you have done her? If you know, like, if like what is, you know, like what is stereotyping about, you know, like this doll? Like, I guess because of the accessories, like, but at the same time, isn't it good that you get these accessories and then you can put them on another doll, and then you can say, well, this other doll is also autistic. It's, you know, so obviously you can use your own imagination when you're playing, and you know, it's like I think that's great. So but like, yeah, this is officially the first official Barbie with autism. So yeah. If that means anything, of course, you can always imagine your dolls to be anything. That's the whole point of Barbie. You can be anything, right? You can be anything, right? So that's the whole point of Barbie fashionistas, to be inclusive, to be diverse, and I think usually they're really good, and so I think this is good. This is definitely not gonna heal everyone. It's not gonna solve all problems, like for sure not. But this is a good step in the right. It's a small step in the right direction. You know, if we were to get like a full-on Barbie core character, you know, like a full-on character with a name and personality who also happens to have autism, I feel like if that's what we got here, instead of just like a nameless Barbie fashionista, that would be even better, you know. But perhaps it was a bit too much work for Mattel. But hopefully one day we will get, you know, like an official, you know, Barbie with autism, and she will be a full-fledged character, just like we had with Monster High G3. You know, Twyla, she has autism. It wasn't a huge deal. It was just like, you know, she said she's autistic, and that's that, and they moved on. I think that's very important. But that also meant so much to people, because it's like, oh, they can see themselves in Twilight. They can see themselves in this doll. And again, if she were an actual character here, I feel like it would mean even more, you know? But anyway, again, I don't have autism, or I don't think I do, but maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just me. But I think it's going to be very meaningful to kids. So yeah, I think in my opinion, it's not harmful, but I totally understand if you think it is, like the way perhaps like the headphones are stereotyping, or I'm not sure. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. But yeah, let's be respectful, because I do think, in any case, I do think this is going to be a great way for kids to see themselves. Really. Okay, next up to Monster High news, we have Meowlity and Persephone are back, well, in mini doll form here. Yes, we have a first look at the new Little Frights, well, they used to be called Potions minis, but yes, these are the new minis, basically kind of fear book themed. Yes, you get 2 in 1 here. So I'm guessing that the Werecat twins obviously will be, you will get them both if you get one of these. So yeah, that's cute. They look cute, but obviously we just have this one picture. So I'm kind of just waiting until we get a full stock photo of all the figures individually, so we can see a better look at what the Werecat twins are wearing, you know, their little fits, if they look like the actual dolls or if they're like new looks. The hairstyles look very cute. Yeah, and Heath is included here. I think for most of the other figures, they're reusing molds, so they're not all new. I think Abby's new figure is definitely a new outfit, so that's very cute. But yeah, do you collect these minis? I don't. I still haven't gotten any, but these are really cute little Werecat figures. Next, we also have by Seeing Mount, apparently the new Schooltimate Secrets that will include Claudine and Cupid. That was reported to be like, you know, cabin themed, campover themed. Apparently this line, initially we thought Jey Hologram might be a part of this, but could be that it's just Claudine and Cupid. So yeah, this is interesting if it really is just Cupid and Claudine in this series, and no Jey Hologram, no third character. Apparently this decision has to do with like the Target design of like how they stock shelves. Apparently, always a fur doll is kind of hard to, integrate in a lineup. So yeah, maybe that's why. I'm not sure, but apparently there's a good chance that this new series might only include Claudine and Cupid. But yeah, that's interesting. Definitely, let's see. Next, we have news of the new writers being announced for the new Monster High live action movie. So apparently, for both writers, this is going to be their first role ever writing something for a movie. Okay. Okay. I mean, at least they're women, at least it's both writers are women, so hopefully there will be a good story here, good character implications, character arcs. I'm just hoping that we have a good movie here because, I mean, I liked the Nickelodeon live action movies for what they were, but I hope this one just, we deserve better. So I hope this just ends up being really great. But let's see. It's definitely at least promising that the Monster High live action movie is still like being, worked on. Like it's not like it got canceled. Like no, it's still in process of being made. So that's good news. It's like it's still getting made. It's still getting made and they're still working on it, but it hasn't entered production, so that's a little bit worrying. And next, of course, yes, we have the new Monster High School actor Scarah that's getting restocked, and she's getting a restock on January 14th. So that's actually today or in a couple of hours, so definitely pay attention to the countdown on Mattel Creations. The pricing is the same, and once again, it will only be available to the fan club members. Now, important information as well is that this new round of orders will be shipped by the end of August 28th of this year. So it will be a little bit of a while until they actually get shipped out because it's a complete second run of production for this doll. It's not like they have this doll already made. It's they're going into production for this doll to then ship out by the end of August of this year. So that is unfortunate, but still, if you missed out on her, I hope you get her this time with the restock. And I hope that this time with the restock, that they have a one item per person limit. Because if Mattel still hasn't implemented the limit back, I'm not sure how this restock will help. It just seems to me that scalpers will once again get all the stock. But hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes better than the first round. And that was all of the Mattel doll news we had for today. But I hope you all enjoyed, and let me know what you think down below. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hype this video, you guys. Consider becoming a channel member today. Link to join is down below. Become an official cutie to support that channel if you're able to, of course. No pressure, and so you do not miss out when I post more content like this coming your way and keeping you up to date with all the doll tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time stay peachy. Kisses.